Hello everybody, this is Michael bringing you another rolling man cave video. This one is a out of the country video, and again this is a video I've done before I was going to put anything on YouTube, so hopefully when I get into the new videos and making them that they'll be a little bit better than these, but hopefully you can at least get the information from them. This one is in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, which is down the Tulum coast from Cancun. And I'll get rid of the beach behind us. It's a pretty nice day down here today, but I got a lot of sun, so again I'm got to do something for that outside camera. But let's go in and get rid of the camera and bring up our display. There we go. And so what I did here is I booked, I was down there for a couple of weeks. Airbnb is what I stayed in, which was really inexpensive. But I flew into Cancun, and then I took an ADO bus is what they call them. They're like a really nice coach bus, and they're pretty inexpensive too. I don't think it cost me more than like 15 bucks or something like that. And you can pay for them and get them right at the airport, and they leave about every half hour to an hour. Again, you can check it right on a website. Just go to Mexico, Cancun, ADO. Anyway, you take that down to Playa del Carmen right here, and that's where I stayed for a couple weeks. The bicycle trail I did was on the island of Playa del Carmen, which is a short ferry ride, maybe 40 minutes. To the island. And if I can increase this up here, there's the island. That's really a beautiful bike path. I rate it my number one so far. It pushed my Gooseberry Falls in Minnesota to number two, although that's still a beautiful ride. You can check that video out if you like. But anyway, you take the ferry across, and then what you're going to be doing is renting a bike. Or if you're going to be down there and you want to, there's a Walmart down there on the mainland. You could purchase a bike too, I suppose, if you're going to be down there long enough. I was just doing one trip, so I got a local bike, Specialized bike was the name of it, and I rented that for the day. And you'll pick that up. That's just I'll show you where you can rent them too. But that's just a short walk from the pier, from the ferry pier. And then what you do, or what I did anyway, is I biked straight across the island here. There's a bike path that follows the main road across. And when you get to the other side, it works out perfect. They got one of their beach bars and restaurants, so I stopped and had a Diet Coke. I definitely needed it by the time I got across the island. And then this part here, following it all the way down the coast, you're right on the coast. You got a view of the ocean the whole way down, and it's just beautiful. And it's pretty much flat. There's a few elevations, but they're very slight. And I was worried about that too because of my covering from the motorcycle accident. But other than my body being real sore at the end of the day for the long bike ride, it went pretty well. I didn't have any problems with my healing in my ankle. So. Anyway, you take it all the way down to here, and then you'll lose your beach views again around the bottom, but it's still a pretty ride. You're going through the vegetation and all that, and I'll show you pictures of the bicycle path. They basically took their perimeter road going around that half of the island, and they turned it into a bicycle path. I was told that's so that the Ironman could run down there. Now I did see some pretty serious bikers down there. I was on a mountain bike. These guys were riding carbon fibers, really expensive $4,000 or $5,000 bikes, and they had the whole gear on. So they were really so maybe it's true. Maybe they do the Ironman down here. I don't know. That's what I was told. But you'll bike it up here then, and then you'll pick up the coastal views again when you get to the other side of the island, back up by the ferry. take you through a couple of pictures. That's just the Airbnb that I stayed at. I stayed right on Fifth Avenue. It was a place that was rented out by some Mexican folks that owned a business down below it. And it was perfect because it was right on Fifth. And if you don't know Playa del Carmen, that's their main drag for maybe 30 blocks. And it's nothing but shopping and bars and restaurants, and it's just a constant barrage of people coming through there. Tons of tourists. So it's really a sight to see. So, and then just a couple of quick pics. These are pictures of Playa del Carmen. This is the small airport, Playa del Carmen. If you want to go, I'm a pilot, so I've always got to check out where the local airports are and take a look at them. You can see some Cessnas in the background there. You can also do, a lot of people do the skydiving down here too. So you can do a nice skydive around the ocean. This was where my place was a block off from the beach. So I'd come down to this little Mexican restaurant and bar down here and get my nachos, really good nachos, chicken, beef, whatever you want. And it's a nice cold Mexican beer. That's just a picture. You can see way off in the distance over here, you can see the island of Cozumel. And this is one of their ferries that has left the dock. This is a view from my Fifth Avenue window, and you can see the mariachi band out there. And you can see one of the mariachi guys is laughing. You're always seeing Mexicans laugh. Mexicans got such a great laugh too. I love listening to it. There are people that have withstood some stuff, and they've developed a great sense of humor with life. So they're fun to be around. I love going to Mexico. I've been there twice this last year, and then I was down there for my birthday this year, and I'll probably go again this year sometime. Now that was about maybe a 5-block walk from my place on Fifth there to the ferry pier, and you see one of the ferries coming in. There's another picture of it. This is what the ferries look like on the inside. They're air conditioned. It's a nice, I would say probably about half-hour, 40-minute rides. And you sit next to the window, you got a nice view of the ocean. So. And we're docked here in the island of Cozumel, so I'm getting ready to get off and go get my bike. Here's just a little video clip. Down to get onto the ferry. This is another option for you too. This is kind of a nice option. Is Cozumel is one of the places that cruise liners like to go to, and you dock in Cozumel, and then people take the ferry over to Playa del Carmen for all the shopping and the nightlife. But here you could do one of the you could get off the cruise ship and go rent yourself a bicycle for the day, stay right on the island of Cozumel and bike this beautiful bike path. And this is where you're heading across from the ferry to pick up your bicycle. It's just a couple block walk. Here I'm just showing you a picture of after the first leg of the bicycle trip, where you get across the island I showed you, and where you can have a refreshment. Beautiful view. And what we're going to see next then is again, this is that first restaurant bar. And then here's the bicycle path. And as you can see right here, you got 2 lanes. They built a roadway next to it. over here on the right, and that's what the cars use now. So they left this beautiful view for the bicyclists. And what you'll see here, or what I saw anyway, was not a lot of people on it. For some stretches, for 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time, it was just me, which was really nice. The times I did see people, it was either tourists from the hotels on the other side of the island that were coming to these restaurants that I'll show you up ahead, or like I say, the guys on the carbon fibers practicing for a race. That's just a picture of one of the docks alongside the coast. That's me on my rented bicycle. And for you folks that come off of my psychology.org page, psychoology.org, and the weight naturalization videos that I've got also posted on my channel. You can see here by looking at my size that I hadn't tried the weight naturalization program that I developed on myself yet. This is I'm still probably about 50 pounds lighter here than my full weight of over 300 pounds. And so I had dropped down at least 50 on the research. But that research took me several years to do. Well, you can go see a picture of me on the Psychology website now, and you'll see that I'm within. I think the picture I've got on there now, I'm about 189, 190, and I'm even less than that now. I'll be posting a final photo when I hit that 180 for you folks. But anyway, here's me down about 50 pounds, and that was after the motorcycle accident as well. So I'm even up about 15, 20 pounds here from the motorcycle accident. Glad to say all that's gone now. There again, a picture of the bike path. Here I finally came up on one. You can see the bicyclist in the distance there. Here's another one of those. And I tell you to stop at every one of these because there's like only 3 of these on most of the trip, going down that east part of the island, down wrapping around to the south part. You only got 3 of these. And there's another one. This is on the home stretch coming back, and this would be on the western side of the island, facing Playa del Carmen. And this is one of their churches. I thought was really neat. You can go to church, and be right on the beach. I mean, you can't. It doesn't get any better than that. So. And then when you're done with church, you can go scuba diving or snorkeling if you want to. That was right down the street. So. There's the snorkeling sign. And stay right on the island. Lots of people do that. It's pretty reasonably priced too. And some of the best scuba diving in the world. I'm a scuba diver. And I haven't done it here yet, but I'm working on the next trip. So maybe I'll bring you along on that one. And there again, this is on coming in on back to the ferry and one of the establishments there. And there I'm back at my Mexican restaurant. And I only took this video to show you right in here in the center of the picture. The only negative about Playa del Carmen is they can get hit with tons of seaweed. And here in the morning you see them coming in with the big equipment and cleaning up the beach. Because if they leave it, the smell can get pretty wild if the wind is blowing your way. So they're the guys, the Mexican, started getting rid of the seaweed. Okay, this first clip I'm going to show, and I'll make the display full size so you don't have to look at me. And when I learn how to put music to these, I'll put music in, but I haven't learned that yet, so I'll have to come back and redo this video. But this is about 1.5 minutes long, and the clip after it is about 4 minutes long. So if you want to bail out during part of this, I certainly understand. But here we go. I'm not sure what I got up here, but it's like a big thing of birds. Passed a vulture on the way in. I asked him if he was waiting for me. Wonder if that's what I got coming up. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? How are you, man? That was a nice way of saying get the hell out of my way. I don't think you could hear me. I don't know how to say that in Spanish, so. Hi, how are you? It works just as well, I guess, with the birds. Yeah, it's for the birds. Pictures, but I've got the movie going. Okay. Segment's over. We're back. Well, as you can see, I'm still trying to work this stuff, learning it a little as I go. Again, sorry, this is a handheld camera, and now I've got bicycle mounts, so the trip's coming up. Hopefully it'll better. Hopefully I can do something about the wind noise. And sorry about my Spanish. I don't know much. I was asking the birds how they were really loud so they'd get out of my way. I probably could have spoken English. They probably know that just as well as they do Spanish. So, oh well, that's an American thing to do, I guess. This is a long clip. Again, it's a lot of the same stuff. You'll see some more beach and stuff in it. So if you're really bored, you can watch the second one too. Otherwise, I hope you found the information beneficial. If nothing else, it gets you to do some research on going to Playa Carmen and then to the island of Cozumel. And if you do the cruise trip, that sounds really, really nice. So, here we go. ¿Cómo estás? Eventually. As you can see, the wind noise was horrible, so hopefully I can figure out how to make the new ones without that. Maybe there's a shield or something you can put on the... Anyway, folks, thanks for watching if you made it all the way through. And I've got maybe a couple more older videos to put up yet. Whether I'll even do that or I don't know. Otherwise, those two, it'll be all new stuff. So I'm planning my next bicycle excursions now. So we'll see if I can do a little bit better work on the cameras than what we had so far. So far, it's just been me holding it like this. That's no good. But the bicycles rather, are all set up with camera mounts now. So thanks again, and talk to you next time. Bye.